Down, bro. In the wrong order, but I still did it, baby. Welcome to another edition of the Thursday Night Throwdown. Presented to you by the Sideline Junkies. It's me, it's the big guy KG, sitting in with the incomparable Midnight Rider. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm well.
Right.
No complaints from me. I think I complained enough on the last show.
You kind of did.
I'm not gonna go in too hard on anything now. So
I don't think that's true, buddy. I've done this show with you, and there's a topic coming up. I don't know how soon we get to it. Yeah, I think you're gonna have some fun, and yeah, you might. It may not be KG beef worthy, but yeah, you're gonna have some hard feelings. I already know it. I'm waiting for the storm.
Well, we gonna call this A block NBA news because of what's transpired, and what has transpired is James Harden opts into his $36 million player option to stay in Philly.
He's not staying.
No, but they're looking for a trade partner. And I said, go ahead and put your money on Houston, baby. The strip clubs miss him.
I don't know, man. There's been talk. According to my sources, I'm gonna say it like Chris Broussard. My sources. No, I don't have any sources. But I've been hearing the Clippers, so that's gonna be interesting. Maybe that's a Harden for Peppermint P, and we can get that going.
Peppermint P. Oh, Peppermint Pie, you hear that? Well, the moving and the shaking will be done. What you say, tomorrow at 6 p.m.?
I think it's 6 p.m. tomorrow. Worst case scenario, it's Saturday during the day sometime. There's always the 4th of July weekend. I give the NBA credit for that. And then the only thing I don't like that they do, and we didn't talk about this after the draft, was I just hate the fact that these kids go up there with one hat on and then they're traded, and instead of just having them in the hat that they belong in, like they gotta wait till the deal is finalized, and that's not until July 5th. That's the only wrinkle I'd ever want them to switch. But I get it, because the Wizards took advantage of that. The Wizards took advantage of that window where the league year doesn't start until July 5th. That's why the Bradley Beal trade had to happen when it did, because this new CBA doesn't allow you to have all those pieces in the trade going forward. Like, it minimizes what you can get back in terms of number of people, number of picks. So that's why it was also important for Bill to be moved and the deal to be finalized then, instead of waiting until after league year starts. Now back to Harden. The beauty of Harden's deal is he did what he's supposed to do. If somebody's gonna pay you $36 million, you say yes. And then they tell you they don't want you around, say okay. You still gotta give me $36 million. But
so you pull a Ben Simmons.
Hey, Ben Simmons, Kirk Cousins, whatever you name the athlete that played the system the right way. That's what I call these guys. That's why Porzingis did his. Porzingis wasn't sure about getting $30 million on the free market, so why not get the $30 million and then get the movement to somewhere else where maybe I can play for a title. Maybe I can just go somewhere and be the man and just earn my $36 million and put my feet up. It's the beauty of the system, man.
I get it. My thing is, Gilbert Arenas said something, and I believe the boss BJ sent it in our group chat, and I believe it's absolutely true. In our lifetime, we'll never see the process to fruition because the process has failed.
That's true and not true.
Okay.
I think the process has chewed up and spit out some draft picks and we're talking about guys like Michael Carter Williams. What's the kid from Duke? The big fella they drafted like number 3 overall.
Jaleel Okafor.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's why I keep you around, man, because you keep me on my toes, man. You got me, man. But nah, just guys like that. That part of the process hasn't worked, but they won 50 games. So I mean, if I put that situation here in Washington, I think the process may have failed, but I think the Washington Wizards fans, if they had 4 50-win seasons and a couple trips to the playoffs where they played meaningful games late, almost getting to the finals, I think fans here would take that. If the next 5 to 6 years played out that way, I think they would be accepting of it. Now, at the end of the 6, they'll be complaining because you haven't won a title. But let's get to that part. Like, let's experience that part of the process. So, I think it's failed, and I think I literally would give it a C. I think it's done both. And the same thing with Boston. I mean, think about the number of picks Boston got back for Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. And that deal to Brooklyn. They had Brooklyn's pick for like every other year. And then Brooklyn failed out and fizzled out. And then there you go. You're drafting Tatum. You're drafting Brown. You're drafting Terrence Williams. You're drafting Garrett Williams or whatever his name is, Williams. The short 12, number 12.
Hey, never mind. I was getting ready to say something that had nothing to do with that about him. I just bodied him in the paint just a little while ago on a switch.
But nah, that's just the thing. Like, I think these processes take place and it's a gamble. You know, there's a reason why teams like maybe the Nationals have done it and it worked. And maybe a team like the Royals or a team like the Oakland A's, it hasn't worked for them. So these processes it's a hit or miss. You're dealing with draft picks. And the draft picks, in the words of the great Forrest Gump, are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. I'm sorry, I don't remember ever dropping my Forrest Gump one, so I had to work that in today.
Not a problem.
I had to work that in today.
As usual, of course, we're going to be keeping our eye on it. I seen somebody say something about Detroit. Diehard Detroit fan, but I'd be like, dude, you're delusional. You think Detroit win a championship with those young boys already? You're not thinking right.
No, they need a vet bad. They need I don't know if he's still there, but they need a Grant. They need a guy like Grant, for sure.
So, the NFL. We're going to switch over to the NFL real quick. And the NFL, the freaking NFL, has suspended 4 players, 3 indefinitely, 1 for 6 games. Mm-hmm. Indianapolis Colts players Isaiah Rodgers, and I'm reading this off of ESPN. Isaiah Rodgers, Rashad Berry of the Indianapolis Colts, and free agent Demetrius Taylor were suspended indefinitely, at least through the 2023 season. Nicholas Petit-Frere was suspended.
Work on your French, man.
My French is rusty as hell. I ain't took French in 25 years, man. I only speak French when I'm trying to be romantic, and she ain't out here right now for me to be romantic. So,
yeah, that's good.
But that's the Tennessee Titans offensive tackle. 6 games for betting on other sports at the workplace. They announced these suspensions last night. Here's the thing. Say it again. Just like with alcohol, marijuana, you got to say the same thing with betting. You can't keep suspending these guys for placing parlay bets. Now, one of the Colts players did bet on a running back getting 100 yards in the game.
Bet $1,000 on him to go over 100 yards in the game.
Yeah,
I think they've even been on parlay.
Now, here's the crazy part. I believe he could have been suspended on that. If you get the chance to bet on something that you're involved in, and you do it, I think you should be suspended. Yes. Okay. But now if I'm in DC and I'm betting on a game on the West Coast at 4:00, I'm home. I played my 1:00 game. By 4:00, I'm home. I'm settling in for the 4. I didn't bet for the 8:00 or Monday night game. I put in a 9-leg parlay, a 10-leg parlay for something that happened in the 4:00 and the 8:00 games. I shouldn't be suspended for that.
Where'd you make the bet at?
Well,
You made it from your house, you're fine. The issue
okay,
is the
for the lack of
facility.
a better term, if I live in Virginia, I got to cross over into Maryland. I did it in Maryland. The stadium's in Maryland.
Okay, but are you the key word or the key part of this? I think, and maybe the NFL didn't do a good job of rolling this out. Is the fact that you got to be, you can bet, but it can't be facility related. It's like you're trying to take. Think about this, guys. I mean, and I know I'm about to go a little bit off tangent here, but you remember the whole thing last season with the NFL script,
Yeah,
and how that caught legs and people kind of fed it. Arian Foster fed it a little bit just as being a jerk and being funny. But just think if these guys can bet in their facilities what these accusations are going to be, what these situations are going to be. You're putting yourself in harm's way by doing it this way. I think the one thing they should have done is they should have had a better, clearer layout of what you can and can't do, because it shouldn't be year 2 and we're having another discussion. And that discussion should actually technically be if I'm running the league or I'm running the Players Association, and whatever our weekly letter is, whatever we send out to the players, I'm putting that information in there so my guys can't say, I don't know.
right.
If I send an email, the first part of that email is going to be the gambling rules, your do's and don'ts, and then it's back to like whatever our agenda is, or what we want in the collective bargaining agreement, or what we're working on next.
And the boss BJ says betting is betting. Yes, it is. But if betting is legal everywhere else, now I see the whole thing. How do they know that they're betting from team facilities? And what's the boundary of team facilities? Can I be in a parking lot and bet and not bet in the building? Can I not be on the sidewalk but I'm standing in the street? Like,
all these gambling sites have to have geolocators, so they know where the bet is placed from.
Okay.
Right now, somebody that's like, oh, that guy Ben Conti likes to bet on 395 coming from Virginia, or he likes to bet at work. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I don't get suspended from work, but I don't think I do anything involved with sports leagues, so I think it's okay for me to gamble at work.
And the boss BJ chimes in. He says, if you want to bet, don't play in the league. Clarification, play in your own league. Don't play in your own league. And I get that. If you play football, if you're in the NFL, bet on MLB. You in MLB, bet on NBA. I get that. But if there's money, and the thing is, you got these guys that bet. I don't agree with betting on your own team, because you can control the outcome of that. And that I get that. I get that all day long. But you can't bet on team property. What's considered team property? Like I said, can I be in the street and bet? Because I live in Virginia. I got to bet in Maryland. So do I have to leave the gates to bet? Like, what do I?
You don't have to. No, hold on. Gambling's legal in Virginia. I gamble there all the time. So you just use. So when you open up your FanDuel account, you hit Virginia because that's where you are, and then you go ahead and make your bets. Or if you're in Maryland, you hit Maryland. But the kicker, I think it is, honestly, I think is, if you're on the highway leaving practice and you're like making right in the Ashburn 1 or whatever that place is out there, I think you're okay. I think if you're turning into the gates of the facility, I wouldn't push that one. I wouldn't hit send on that bet.
Now I'm gonna throw a curveball.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw a curveball. But first, hold on. BJ says, can't work for someone and complain about their rules. That's true. That is true. What's stopping them from working together and splitting the profit? I guess that would be called collusion.
Here we go.
Yes, that would be collusion. Collusion. Can we say collusion? You want to say collusion, buddy? Man. Here's my thing. Now this is the curveball. What if the bet was made not on your own team, not against your team, nothing? It's a bet that's made and you hit all legs of that parlay and you won a couple $100,000. and it was something small, something minuscule, but you didn't have no insider information. But you made the bet before you came in the gate at Redskins Park.
Okay.
But it's like you're waiting in line to go through the gates. But geo tracking is not 100% accurate. Let me tell you that, because I use GPS and geo tracking every day, and that shit still don't get it right. I still got to go back and fix shit because I didn't get it right. So, but now this thing says, oh well, he placed a bet inside the gate. When you say, oh no, I did not. I placed a bet on the outside of the gate because I hadn't made it through the gate yet.
That's KG. Now you're going too far into the weeds where, and I'm not a member of the players union, so I can't answer that question exactly for you. But I would guess that he would have to. I mean, they know what time you punched in. I mean, think about everything at the facility is probably there's a card there. You probably have to put your card on it, put your card in the building. So you're time stamped the whole way. So they know when you enter the gates. They know when you enter the facility. So I think there would be some discretion if you're pulling into the gates and you make the bet. But that's probably something that we would probably have to get more Maurice Smith on and have him explain to us.
Yeah, we get him on to explain it to us. I mean, I know we're gonna get an answer, but
Right.
I got other questions for him about other stuff. So I want to
Well,
know.
you only have until the end of the season, because in 2024, I think the guy's name is Lloyd Howell, takes over as the president, the head of the Players Association.
Pardon me while I go full broadcast, boys. Who?
Yeah, Lloyd Howell is the guy's name. I'm guessing he's been an assistant or the right hand man for Smith the whole time. I mean, if you want,
retiring?
so yeah, he's retiring at the end of the season.
Wow.
I don't know if it's a thing where his term is up or what.
I didn't think they had terms because Gene Upshaw was the head of the Players Association from the 80s up until right before he passed.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, again, that job is very demanding. So you probably after about 10 years or 15 years, whatever he had it for, probably get a little burnt out.
Yeah, well, dealing with Roger Goodell, shit. Goodell, oh well, we're gonna have an independent counsel on this, that, and the third, and they'll review cases and hand out suspensions. But guess what? Roger Goodell is the independent counsel that hands out suspensions. So he'll suspend you, listen to it as an appeal, and then suspend you again. It makes no sense. But
hey, that's what they voted on.
Yeah, and I will say this: we didn't have these type problems under Paul Tagliabue. That's all I'm gonna say. We didn't have no work stoppage. We had
ho. Let's think about what was said during that time. They said that if you went to Roger Goodell's office, Paul Tagliabue's office, and looked under his desk, you saw a leash, and a bowl with Gene Upshaw's name on it. So there was some pushback from people saying that Gene Upshaw was a pushover and kind of gave up some things just because of his relationship with Tagliabue. So sometimes I think you got to be the person that puts up the fight. I still think D has missed the ball in a lot of places, especially the schedule thing. Some of this being able to move a game late in the season. So I think he's missed in some places, but still, he's put up a fight just because the players have gotten more money out of this. I mean, it's a love-hate relationship.
I'll say this about Gene Upshaw, the late great Gene Upshaw. Number one of the greatest old linemen to ever play the game. Number two, don't ever act like the man didn't have a grapefruit size pair of nuts, because he initiated the strike in 82. He initiated the strike in 87.
That's all Roselle.
So we're not gonna give,
I'm not I'm not saying that Gene Upshaw didn't do anything. What I'm saying is they felt like he catered to Tagliabue on a lot of situations, and he didn't always look out for the players. I mean, you talking about what he talking about the striking in 83, 82, and then 87. Well, let's talk about the concussions. Why is it all of a sudden now concussions is a thing? Would he let slide under the rug? So like we gotta. I'm not. Whenever I say certain things, that's what they said about that relationship. And I'm not downgrading Gene. I'm just saying there was a thought process of those around the situation that felt like Gene just was giving in.
And the boss BJ, Gene Upshaw was mid at best. I don't know in what capacity you mean that in, but please don't go there with me. Please don't start with me. I'm not gonna go there with you. Not gonna go there. I want to give him a chance to respond, but I want to move on. he know what he doing. He know what he doing. Gene Upshaw mid at best, man. If you don't chill out with that bullshit.
What's the line in The Usual Suspects? Are you trying to get a rise out of me, Agent Kuyan?
I think that's what he's trying to do. But you know, for a dude to be 200, whoa.
I knew it. I knew he was going to go there. I knew it. La 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 la.
Three-time champion.
Get him.
All-Pro 70, 74, and 77. Second team All-Pro.
Get
71 through 73.
Get him.
6-time Pro Bowler.
Get him.
All-Decade team in the 70s, 75th anniversary team, 100th anniversary team, All AFL. AFL All-Star. Most consecutive starts to begin a career, including playoffs. 231 starts, but you not top 10 in this position. Are you serious? Name me 9 better guards. Name me 9 better guards than one Eugene Upshaw. All time. I'll wait. My man Keith chimes in. Funny you talk about those strike years. Notice how those the only years Washington could ever win a title. The asterisk years, minus 91. You always bring that up. 5-time world champions, Keith. See that? 5-time. 37, 42, 82, 87, and 91. 5-time world champions. Always. Always got to bring up them asterisk years. Sometimes you got to pick your battles.
So does that make the Spurs championships during the strike years? Does that make them
no? Nobody said anybody that says that they say, well, no, the Spurs made up for it because they came back and they won another title in 03.
Oh, okay. Just curious.
So that makes up for it. But the Lakers winning in 20 because they haven't won another one. You know, that's a Mickey Mouse ring. I'd take Tony Baselli. Tony Baselli's a tackle. How you gonna take Tony Baselli up? We're not doing this. We're not doing this tonight.
Come on, man. Stay focused, man. Stay focused.
We're not doing this.
Come on, woosah, woosah.
Woosah. Spurs 99 championship. Hey, it still count. It's still, you cannot discount those years. You had to crown a champion. I'd rather play him at guard. You know, I'm not going there with you tonight. I'm not. We're not doing this. Perfect game was pitched last night by, come on, pronounce it for me so I don't mess it up. It's not
Domingo Germán.
Germán.
Yeah.
Now, I said it right earlier, but of course, I couldn't get it right just now. He's from Dominican Republic. He plays for the Bronx Bombers. Another perfect game that goes down in our books. 27 up, 27 down. Your thoughts as a baseball fan there?
The gambler in me was a little pissed because his last 2 appearances, he gave up 8 runs in the last 2 games. So there's no way I'm expecting this dude to pitch a no-hitter let alone like not give up more than 7 runs. So I'm hitting the over, thinking I got easy money. Doesn't work out that way. The baseball fan, I love seeing things like this because if you pay attention in baseball, it shows you the dynamics of baseball being an everyday sport. And there's a lot of guys that you would never think of having perfect games and no hitters. And you look at the rest of their careers and you're like, it was nothing. They weren't that good. But they have this no hitter. And then you got some great pitchers that haven't smelt a no hitter. So it's always amazed me at just how that happens and how that comes about. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing feat. And I'm happy for the kid. I love it for baseball because it's, everybody's talking about the pitch clock and the pitch clock this and the pitch clock that. And I'm tired of listening to the purists talk about
it. This game, which was last night, 11-0 win against the Oakland Athletics for my Yankees. This is the 4th perfect game in Yankees history after Don Larson, David Wells, and David Cone. The last 2 I witnessed myself. It is the first perfect game in Major League Baseball since August 15th, 2012. Who was the pitcher?
Say that one more time.
This is the first perfect game in Major League Baseball since August 15th, 2012. Who pitched the last perfect game?
Give me a team.
The team, Seattle.
Probably some guy like Rick Hauser. Who?
Felix Hernandez.
Ah, that's right. I forgot Big Fee got. Yeah, okay.
So
I was going off the main pitchers and thinking it was somebody from the land of irrelevancy.
And of course, the boss BJ say another brought piece of history for the Yanks. How?
Nah, I think he actually came up with their system. I don't think y'all got him. I don't think he's a mercenary.
Congratulations to him. Of course, congratulations to my Yankees. You got to have something to hang your hat on. And this is something that we can hang our hat on. So I'm real thankful for that.
What position are y'all in y'all division?
Oh, God. I don't even.
4th? Because I know the Orioles are like 2nd. I know the Rays are 1st. So if they're in 1st and the other team's in 2nd, that means you guys aren't in 1st and you guys aren't in 2nd. Okay. I know how that works.
You done?
Oh, I'm just saying.
We're in 3rd. We're 45 and 36 right now. 9.5 games back of the Rays.
There's like this amazing map where it talks about like they take the Mississippi River, run it down the middle, and like the west side of the map is under 500, and like the East Coast is something like 40 games or 50 games over 500 based on the teams from those areas. So like if you notice the AL Central, nobody's over 500. I don't think the NL Central has anybody over 500. So it's kind of showing you where the power lies.
Get it? Hold on. I'm trying to find active payroll. Okay, because the boss BJ he said they bought the system. He finds this absolutely funny. Then he says not 1st or 2nd. What's their payroll? Our payroll is actually 279 million. Oh no, that's adjusted. 285,406,308. That's our payroll. But a lot of long-term contracts wrapped up in there, and things like that, and everything else is tied up in clothes and jewelry.
Okay.
And let me show you. This is what the boss BJ's on tonight. We were talking about Gene Upshaw last segment. He says, "Give me Derek Dockery." Are you serious? This is what he's on. I'm being attacked, folks. I'm being attacked. And then he comes. Damn. In his Kevin Hart voice. Okay. It's okay. It's all right. We always make a late push anyway. Wait till after the All-Star break, then talk to me. So, sticking with the MLB. Here's a good one. This is from the mind of the Midnight Rider. I think this is a mostly MLB show. So you have 4 at bats. You get to pick 4 walk-up songs. What are they? And they can be any song you want.
So the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna alternate. So first at bat, I go first, you go second. Second at bat, you say yours, I say mine. We're gonna go through like that till we get to the four at bats.
Okay.
All right. So let's start at bat number 1.
First AB.
First AB. I'm hitting first.
Yeah, you
right,
hitting first.
So first AB, I'm starting off with In the Air Tonight, Phil Collins.
Ooh.
Easily. We starting off with that.
Okay. I'm a little bit different because my first at bat, I want to be in a mood. So to set my mood, we can hit by Mike Will Made It and Crime Mob.
Okay. So now let's go to the second at bat.
Hold on, let's see what we got here. We got a comment.
Right. Hold on 1 second. I gotta grab something.
Okay. Bomb first. What you mean there, brother? What you mean bomb first? I wish we could play these songs, like snippets of these songs, as we doing them for your ABs, but it is
right.
what it is.
Sorry, I had to grab my notes.
You know that
because otherwise I'd have drifted off tangent. This is specifically these 4 of these are just for today. All right, so you're second at bat.
All right, hold on.
Let's see if anybody got anything.
Nothing yet, but we can always go back. Second at bat. Damn, you know what? I don't. The order is always, it gets me because it depends on if.
Man, just play a song, man. Play the song.
It don't work like that because you gotta be in a mood. So,
well, break out your lavender and you know what I'm saying, light your incense or whatever, and let's go, man.
I'm gonna go with. I Can't Get Enough by Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez.
Okay. My second at bat, we're going with Black Rob, Whoa.
I like that.
We're going to tear the house down with that.
The Boss BJ say Machiavelli.
There we go.
Oh, bomb first, Machiavelli. Okay. What about your second at bat, there, B? We'll get him that second at bat. But see, I my tone changes after that second AB, and it start getting, especially if it's a afternoon game and it start getting dark. You in for that with 3 and 4?
All right, that works. I mean, but for me, because I'm going to be hyped. So this popped on radio. This probably is more a recency effect. Like this was my music today at work, but it's Uptown Vibes by Meek Mill.
Your choice. I cannot get into Meek Mill no matter how hard I try.
The Championship album is the only album that is in my playlist, and that song right there, yeah, man, that just it thumps.
The thing with Meek Mill, good artist, good flows. I just don't like his voice. I'm being honest.
It's all good.
And the Boss BJ said for his second at bat, What We Do by Freeway, Jay-Z, and Beanie Siegel, but he just wanted the Beanie Siegel verse.
That's tough.
It's gangster. All right, for third AB, I got to go with Avenged Sevenfold, Hail to the King.
Okay.
So.
Yo,
I'm all over the place.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. All right, final AB. Hopefully, bottom of the ninth. One runner on. You down 6-5. You can either hit a home run and bring them home and win the game, or you can at least tie it.
Did BJ go with his third?
Oh, his third is Big L the Heist.
Oh,
He went big. Oh my God. I can dig it.
You're first. You're hitting first.
Oh, I'm first. I'm waiting on you. I'm first.
Yeah, this is the fourth. We alternated.
Now this is gonna sound real crazy, but in my dream scenario, I'm playing for the Yankees. So my fourth at bat. Yeah, of course. That's who I play with on MLB.
I'm shocked.
And here's the thing. I'm their rookie first. Well, not rookie, but I'm their young first baseman. Work my way up through the system. I ain't even playing first base, man.
Probably playing right field.
No, I'm DHing.
Okay.
They bring me in the DH, and then they signed another. They gave me $18 million to sign somebody else. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, are y'all gonna let me play or what?
Ask for a trade. That's what I
do. No. Because last time I asked for a trade, they sent me to Miami, and I was like, oh my God, I don't want to play here.
What? Miami was nice. You got the big outfield. Just hit to the gaps, man. Right and left center field should be your alleyway.
Nah, I like Yankee Stadium. I'm like Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, man. That short porch out there and right. I'm good. But and BJ, hold on. His fourth at bat, big timers, big ball. Wow. Number one, that brings back a lot of memories. Number two, that fits. But in my scenario, if I could go by Angie Martinez, Sicario, featuring Lil Mo.
Okay. So my fourth AB. See, this is the funny part about this list. This is why I had to write it down. Because actually now, there was a fourth at bat and a song written here. But because of the conversation, I'm going to go with my fourth at bat. The song is a little song by one of the greatest groups of hip hop called Outkast, and it's Bombs Over Baghdad. Ooh. That's what we ended the night with.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to throw one out there to you. I'm a softball pitch this one. It's extra innings. You get a fifth at bat.
Oh, then I'm gonna go with the original. What I had it for before that, which is one of my favorite rappers, Redman, Whatever Man.
Well, even though and BJ said blow the speakers out when you play it. Of course, you can't listen to Big Ball and the volume's down low. I give you that. You can't listen to Bombs Over Baghdad if the volume's down low. But if I had to choose, I would stick close to my roots, my fifth at bat, and immediately they would have to play Chuck Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean you gotta like my walk up is gonna be slow as hell. Like
well, I think your walk up is only 40 seconds, bro.
Well, then you're gonna have to give me Woody Woodpecker.
Okay.
What I say? No, don't start me on that. I want to get on that. Man, just don't.
Thanks, man.
Feel like a brand new groove. I'm hitting something out of the park, man. And BJ say honorable mention. Brooklyn Zoo. OD, man, you're just in an aggressive mood.
But that's funny because that's what I was doing the joint right before we started.
Just in an aggressive mood. Just aggressive.
36 chambers, baby.
Just aggressive. Y'all just aggressive. All right. Now we flowing through this show. And we're going to stick with the MLB. Now we got a question from the mailbag. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Because your question for the mailbag might be a question, something I was about to say. So go ahead.
Okay. No. It's a question from a mailbag. And it's from somebody very close to us. It's from me.
Okay. I know that guy. I know him. Yeah, good guy.
I was thinking last night, and I said I was going to ask you this, but I wasn't going to ask you. I wasn't going to text it to you last night. I was going to ask you. Okay, Shohei Ohtani. How is it that he can pitch and hit in the same game?
Well, MLB and its infinite wisdom decided that they would change the DH rule just for him so he could pitch and hit. So I think it's called the Ohtani rule, actually. Because otherwise he would have to. Plus, that's the other reason why they went for the universal DH. Is so when he pitches in other parks or places, he's still hitting as a DH. And then when he gets taken out of a game, he doesn't have to come out of the 9 spot as a hitter. So I think it's one of those few things that MLB was progressive enough to think about, because this guy he's the future. I mean, we're watching a guy to do something that I don't think any other baseball player has dreamed of. They're trying to pump up this kid down in Florida. Kid called, I think it's Jack. I can't think of Jack's last name, but they call him Jack Tawney. He's a lefty. He can throw it, but he threw up all over himself the other night against LSU in the College World Series. He just couldn't get the ball over the plate. Everything kept running arm side, so he was always to the left. So it was just weird watching that game. That's actually a great game, and that's actually why I thought you were having this conversation go. So that's kind of what it is. It's a rule they made, because beforehand it used to be if you DH'd or they took you out of the game, the pitcher couldn't stay in the game and hit. But because of Ohtani and seeing what they have in place, I mean, yeah, and you're gonna start seeing, because there's a kid at he's either at Mississippi State or Texas A&M. It's a brother. Lefty, he throws it 96. He turns and throws it righty 98. So, I mean, that's going to be interesting watching that whole thing and watching how the rules play out for that, because I think you have to declare what hand you're throwing with before the at-bat, but I don't think you can switch mid-at-bat. So I gotta learn those rules part of it. But, I mean, yeah, the kid's he's going to be all right. We're going to be talking about him in 2 years probably.
I don't know what I was watching. I think it was a TV show. And dude came up. He was a switch hitter. So he came up to bat. He came up as a righty, pitching lefty. So the pitcher started pitching righty. So he switched over to the left, and the pitcher switched back again, and they just kept switching back with each other. And I was like, yeah, that's gonna be a scene when you come up with a switch hitter. No matter what hand you pitch with,
he's just gonna go to the other side. But the funny thing about it, some of these guys have what they call opposite. It's not opposite reaction. It's opposite. No, I'm not thinking about the word. But it's like basically they hit opposite of what the rule is. So like if you pitch in a lefty, somebody will load up their lineup with righties. But this guy being a lefty, he hits lefties better than he hits righties. So he's got an opposite variance in his average or whatever. So that's the funky thing with that. So sometimes it's better for some guys to stay left, even though you throw left.
Now here's something that I noticed in MLB. We've noticed the game is progressing. The game is changing. But somebody threw a knuckleball earlier this week, and I was like, man, I ain't seen a knuckleball in a while. What's going on, B? My man Brian. My other brother Brian. Right? Yeah.
All right.
That's the other brother.
You gotta get us wedding photos or something, man.
Yeah, because look, put it on Zoom so we can show up, man. I got a tux from the waist from the waist up. I got one of those, so I can sit on Zoom all day long. Oh, BJ talking shit. Chuck Brown equal 0-5 for the night. That's for you, brother. That's you, because you don't let the go-go get into your veins, man. You don't let the go-go get into your veins. So, but what was I saying? I'm saying something. I had somewhere to go. Oh,
you're talking about the guy switching and flip-flopping.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Nobody throws knuckleballs anymore. I seen a knuckleball earlier this week. But we talked about this a couple weeks ago. We talked about kids starting out too soon. Especially pitchers. You got 12-year-olds throwing 95 miles an hour. And we talked about that. Somebody did a study, and they showed the torque that it takes a pitcher on their arm to throw a sinker. Do you think, in your infinite wisdom, do you think it would be better to start these youngsters off with the knuckleball, the slow curve, the change-up stuff? Is it so it doesn't put so much pressure on the arm and the tendons?
So I grew up, I was a righty and a lefty for a little while. then stuck with them on lefty. But my uncle was the person that kind of taught me a lot of pitching stuff. And he had a rule. He was like, don't even worry about getting the grip. Don't even worry about trying to throw a curve. You can't throw a curve until you're 13 or 14 because your arm's just not going to be mature enough and you're going to tear your arm up. Then he taught me how to throw like a dip. So it's a sinker, but it's not a sinker. But it drops off the plate and you don't torque your arm like you would some of these other pitches. And he taught me that. He taught me a fastball. And that's all I could use in his presence. Now, of course, that didn't mean that when I got around other people, I didn't try to throw a curve. But, yeah, I wasn't taught a curve until 13 or 14.
And I think, in my opinion, I think that's the way it's supposed to be because I remember they used to always tell us you shouldn't lift weights before a certain age because if you lift weights, it stunts your growth and all of that good stuff. But I think that's the same thing with the pitching. So, last but not least, the Nationals MLB draft pick. What we gonna do with that? What y'all gonna do? What they gonna do?
So the reason I brought this up because last weekend I spent all weekend watching LSU in Florida. The top 3 players in this draft was in that series. They had a kid, I think his name Wyatt Langford, that plays for Florida. He had 6 home runs in like the last 3 games of the playoffs. This kid Dylan Cruz is the truth. He's a center fielder. He's reached base in 75 games. They played 75 games this year, so he reached base in every game. He's going to be a guy that, at the latest, 2025 he'll be up. At the earliest, he'll be up late 2024. He's got all the stuff. He's got the makeup. You throw him in center field, like right now, Rizzo and what's transpired, and with the luck and some of the guys he's picked up, they're going to have a glutton of outfielders that they can use to get other players. And most likely those are going to have to be infielders because their pitching staff is going to be great. And if for some reason Dylan Cruz is not there and Pittsburgh takes him with the first pick, or the second pick is his teammate, Paul Skeens. This kid threw 100 pitches the other night. 46 of them were over 100 miles per hour. So you get him, a guy like that, he'll get drafted. They'll probably sit him the rest of the year and then let him start next year in spring training because he needs to rest up because LSU probably overused him during this little run. So save his arm. By June or July, guess who's going to be debuting at Nats Park? And after Strauss-Smith, we'll have Skeens or whatever you want to call it. And at that point, they'll have Skeens, they'll have Mackenzie Gore. That's a hell of a 1-2. And then you'll have Josiah Gray, and then maybe Cade Cavalli, maybe Jackson Rutledge. Like this thing could jump another gap. They could jump in what they're expected to do in this short period of time. This rebuild may only take 2 years, where they'll be fighting for the last wild card spot next year, as opposed to being on the outside looking in. So it could get real interesting. This draft right here it's all going to cater on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's going to dictate what we do because they pick 1, we pick 2. And the other motivation for them to be good is the new rule for the MLB draft. If you're in the top 5, you can't pick in the top 5 the next year. So if this team is bad next year, their earliest pick is going to be 6th. So that's another thing you got to think about.
Well, you know how to rectify that?
Win, baby.
Well, no, you call up Bo Jackson, say, look, need some DNA. I need an outfielder with a cannon for an arm. You go clone you one. Now, you can't say Bo Jackson wasn't an awesome outfielder. The dude wasn't human. He threw a dude out flat-footed from almost the wall.
Right.
I'm going to find, Bo's grandkids or something. Because I know he got grandkids by now, but I'm going to find something. So.
But, I mean, this game there's so many guys and kids out here that this game is playing. And I'm loving it because I'm seeing some of my friends on Facebook. Their sons are playing baseball at early age. They're playing the travel leagues, so it's a good thing, man. And hopefully we can get. I would love to see them get a nice young brother that's just playing well and that's an all-star. I would think it'd be Brian Buxton, but the only problem with Buxton is he plays for Minnesota. I'm sorry, he was a center fielder, but he was getting hurt constantly playing center field. So one of the vets talked to him, was like, "Your value to us is more than you playing center field. We can get somebody to play center field." So they have somebody playing center field, and he DHs right now. He's probably the fastest DH in history of MLB. But that's what they're doing right now, and he's played every game. So I would love to have like this influx of brothers coming into the league. Like right now, the Nats have Dylan Baker down at I think he's at AAA right now. So he's a step away. If something happens at second, Garcia, somebody gets hurt, he's right there. And if he's not at AAA, he's at AA Harrisburg. He's at one of those.
Potomac, right?
AAA is Rochester.
Rochester. Okay, because they got two in the area, and two close by.
Right. And then always remember
good information.
Thanks, Ma. Just remember this too, and I kind of told you this before, where the minor leagues to take all the travel out of their schedule, teams show up for a week of games now. So if you like Bowie, if you're close to Bowie, the Bowie Bay Sox, a lot of these teams come through there. It's the AA roster, and the AA roster most of the time has the guys are there. That's the elite prospects. AAA most of the time is the older guys that's holding on. And if you need somebody, with veteran experience to play a couple of games and not mess it up, that's the way you get the AAA guy. But if you're trying to go for the future, most of the time those guys come from AA.
Well, I'll be in Oriole Park at Camden Yards come the 16th of July, and I'll be watching that game. Hopefully, I will be taking notes.
Who they playing?
Who are they playing? I don't even know. I just know I'm gonna be there. I know I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there with a bunch of guys from work.
So y'all going to y'all going to Pickles? You going somewhere before a game? Is this a day game?
I think it's a day game.
Okay.
What's that? Hold on, the 16th they playing the Marlins. That's at 1:30.
Oh, that's beautiful. So you're gonna get what?
And it's a T-shirt giveaway. So I'll be getting a T-shirt.
I hope y'all not in like left field, because I think that's that's where the pool party is, or whatever they call it, the wet zone. So
I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think we're sitting in a suite.
Oh, there you go. I'm sorry. I forgot who I was talking to. My apologies, sir. You have to excuse peasants like me that's sitting in the stands with the regular folks. I don't get to hobnob and rub elbows in a suite.
Well, that just kind of happened, that's work related. But we wanted to go see the Yankees game.
Okay.
We wanted to see the Yankees game, but everybody was like, "Oh man, I can't stand the Yankees and this, that, and that." I was like, I was gonna actually wear my Yankee hat. Why y'all being mean? I was gonna go out and buy a new one. But you know what? I'm gonna call the boss BJ after this show, and I'm gonna go and see if I can borrow one of his Yankee hats, because I know he got one.
Wow.
Undercover fan, don't worry about it. He likes to play. Before we get out of here, I had a question for you. I don't remember what it was now. There's a baseball question too. Oh, I know what it was. Since we went heavy MLB, heavy baseball period tonight. So since we went heavy MLB, heavy baseball, your favorite baseball movie of all time?
Oh, this is the easiest question you ever asked me. It's Major League. There's no need to ask. It's Major League. The movie is the original one, not the other crap. The first one is the reason I was even a Cleveland Indians fan. So that movie came out in like 90, 91, somewhere in that stretch. That next year, me and my buddy, we played on this baseball team, and unfortunately, the problem was we played like 3 games that year, maybe 4. It's the first time I actually got my bell rung too. We were playing, and the dude hit me in the back of the head with a pitch. So I was pissed because all I could hear was bells. So I stole second and third. Tried to almost throw home, but my dude struck out before I got a chance to do it. But Major League, man, I know that movie forwards, backwards, It's one of the few movies I don't like watching movies on regular TV because of the commercials. But if that's on, yeah, I'll watch it no matter what, no matter where. I've probably seen that movie 6.5 million times easily. Probably off by 1 or 2.
Okay.
Million.
For me, it's a tie. Major League is up there for me, but it's a tie.
Can I guess what I think yours is?
What's that?
Field of Dreams.
No.
Okay.
Love it. Used to have it on VHS and used to watch it every Saturday. It was in my rotation on Saturdays. I'm a James Earl Jones fan.
No, the reason I say it because that movie touches a lot of history of the sport, history of the game. So that's why I was like, if you like anything, that's the one you like.
Nah.
Because you're such a historian.
Yeah. But that's what started it. I watched that with my godmother. She was like, yeah, that scandal. Everybody always talk about that. You know, she gave me a lot. She taught me the game of baseball. So, but for me, it's the Sandlot and 61. Those are my 2 favorites.
Sandlot. That's a classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby Ruth.
Yeah. 61. And, it's The Babe as well. With John Goodman. I love that too.
Right.
But
you said favorite, right? You didn't say like your top 3. I'm just
but those are, if I had to pick one out of those 3, God, I would have to say Sandlot. I know the Sandlot forward and backwards. I know 61 forward and backwards. But Sandlot, most definitely.
Okay.
Because I remember the first time I saw it, it was during the summer. And it meant it was during a rough summer. It was during that summer I lost a classmate and I lost a neighborhood friend in the same summer. Both of them, one got hit by a car, one was in a car accident when his family was coming back. And it was just a rough summer. And I watched that movie and it kind of sort of made me feel better because it's being outside, making friends like that and just y'all doing whatever. Yeah, it made me feel a little bit better.
Let's go, baby.
So,
we making up for a bad day yesterday.
Somebody about to get money. That means dinner on him tomorrow.
Nah. So right now I'm making small bets. This is what I call my Sean King offensive betting. I'm just gonna take the check downs. So I'm not betting nothing big. Doing 2 or 3 games here and there. Yeah, we doing okay. I need one more strikeout from Scherzer, and I'll go 2 for 3 for the day.
Well, I'm gonna leave you to it. My board, Eric Mays is my spirit being. Yeah, order. You know, I didn't call nobody no handkerchief head hoe tonight. Yes, I didn't call anybody that. I refrained.
Yo, you getting out here getting in trouble? I ain't had nothing to do with it.
Order. Oh shit, man! See, this is what obvious.
The warden, baby.
What? It's my spirit being. That's how. Now look, here's the crazy part, and then we're gonna get out of here. When BJ was bullying me, she didn't move. I say something about calling somebody a handkerchief head hoe. Here she come. But she ain't say nothing when her brother-in-law was bullying me.
He was not.
He was bullying me.
He was not.
He was inciting me.
He was not.
He said that Gene Upshaw wasn't even top 10 in his position. He know that's a goddamn lie.
You heard what I said.
Oh, you said goddamn. Oh.
Woo! Well, looks like we having a marathon show tonight. She said, wait till you end the show. We having a marathon tonight. I think we can make this go to about 8 a.m.
Oh, man.
No, y'all go ahead, man. Thank you for joining us tonight. Great dialogue. I thank you, Midnight Rider, for answering that question and clearing that up for me because I wanted to know about Shohei Ohtani because the dude's an absolute monster. I got to give him his flowers. He's an absolute monster.
He's the best player in baseball right now, hands down. Like right now for me, and this kind of coincides with my betting. I guess they say you bet where your heart is, but I think it's him and Acuna. I used to try to say Soto was there, but maybe it's the West Coast bias and I don't get to see Soto as much. But Soto's kind of fell off. I think he might be 5th on my list. And a kid to watch out for. He's gonna be in the All-Star game. Young kid playing outfield for Arizona, Colin Carroll. And then the Orioles got a kid, Gunnar Henderson. Oh my gosh! And then they just called up Jordan Westberg. The Orioles gonna be trouble. So,
well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put this out there now, and then we'll go. For the Midsummer Classic, which is the MLB All Star, for those festivities, I would like to do something. I would like to do a watch party or something for the home run derby and some other stuff.
All right, and then also don't forget that weekend is the MLB draft. So I think the draft is that Saturday or Sunday. So we'll know who the Nats end up with that weekend. So that'll be a big thing. But yeah, this draft is special because the top 3 guys, as long as somebody does anything funny, they all should be in the major leagues in a short period of time.
Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for joining us on the Thursday Night Throwdown. We are the Sideline Junkies. Hopefully, we'll see y'all on Saturday night for the WrestleManiacs. That guy. That's the Midnight Ride. I'm the big guy, KG. You know our motto, baby. Order. We don't do no goddamn overtime. Out of here.